As far as I could tell, the sleep talking started a couple of months ago. I pray it hasn't been any longer than that. For all I know, it could have been going on for weeks to years without my knowledge. How could I not know? We've slept in the same bed for over a decade, but I never noticed my wife saying anything in her sleep, beyond an occasional moan or whimper. See, I've been having issues with insomnia lately, probably due to drinking more caffeine at work. It's a bad cycle. I'd go into work tired, so I'd drink more caffeine. I wouldn't sleep well. You get the drift. Anyway, I was lying awake at 3 a.m. and staring into the blackness above me when I heard her whisper something so low that it was almost inaudible. It was a name. Brad Johnston. Who in the world is Brad Johnston? I remember wondering. As I mulled it over, I fell asleep. The next day, I asked her about it. Who's Brad Johnston? She looked at me blankly. What? Genuinely flabbergasted. Brad Johnston. You said his name while you were sleeping. She just shrugged. I don't know. Never heard that name before. Sorry about that. Was it an ex-boyfriend? A character on a show she watches? I didn't know, but I figured it could just be a coincidence, so I shrugged it off. The next night, she did not say anything. In fact, for a week straight, there were no more whisperings that I was aware of. 7 days later, it was once again 3 a.m. I was staring at the ceiling when I heard her whisper, "Susanna Decker." The next morning, I asked her about it, just like the first time. She couldn't tell me where she was getting these names from. After that, the names started coming faster. Kyle Traeger, Kim Tran, Lakeisha Jeffers, and so on. At first, it was one name a night. Soon it was 2, 3, or 4 names. After a couple of weeks, I got the idea to start Googling some of the more unique names. I wish I hadn't. From what I could tell, they were all names of people who had committed suicide. Brad had hanged himself, Susanna had taken pills, and Kyle and Lakeisha were jumpers. Search after search confirmed it. They had died the night she uttered their names. I struggled with whether or not I wanted to share this information with her. I didn't know what good it would do. It's not like she knew what was going on. In the end, though, that's exactly what I did. Of course, she was devastated to hear the news. She said she did not ever want to sleep again, but she had to, and the names kept coming. And tonight, I heard my own name pass her lips like a gentle breeze. Christopher Abner. I've never made a noose before, but my hands sure seemed to know what they were doing. This is ridiculous, I said to myself. Can't even get a good night's rest. It's like ever since I moved into this house, I'm having sleeping problems. What the? I grabbed my phone and went downstairs to investigate the noise. While I was downstairs, I noticed that the kitchen cabinets were all opened. Then I saw the lights of the guest bedroom downstairs were turned on. I admit, I was on the edge at this point, so I grabbed a kitchen knife. As I slowly approached the door, I heard the sound of something scratching in the room. Then all of a sudden, the door was pushed from inside, almost like someone was trying to get out of the room. Then I heard someone laughing hysterically from inside the room. Fuck this, I said to myself. I was so terrified, I ran out of the house and called the cops. When the cops showed up, I told them everything that had happened. Then they went inside the house to investigate, and to my surprise, they told me that there was no one in the house. The next day, I decided to get security cameras installed inside my house. I told myself I must check the security cameras before entering the house. After the incident that occurred the day before, it was like a routine for me. something that I never thought I needed to do, making sure that my own home was safe. Months went by and everything was normal. I was finally able to get a good night's rest, and I was starting to believe that whatever had happened that night was probably just my imagination. Then one day, I had a long and tiring day at work. All I wanted to do was go home and call it a night. When I arrived home, I was so tired that I did not even check the security cameras, which means I broke my daily routine of checking the cameras before entering my house. While I was laying in bed, I decided to check the security cameras. As soon as I opened the security camera app, my heart dropped. The camera app read, 10 a.m., motion detected, master bedroom camera. My fingers slowly hit the view button, and I saw that it was me. I realized that I was late for work that morning, which made the camera detect me. And then I saw something that consumed me with fear. The camera app read, 10 p.m., motion detected, master bedroom. I clicked view, and I saw this all-black humanoid figure with its head looking down and standing straight and still. I realized when I got home, the creature got down and crawled under my bed. I should have moved out. There is nothing worse than being awoken on an early Saturday morning to the sound of your neighbor drilling. I'd been up all night playing a video game with my friends, and look, I'm in my 20s. I'm allowed to have a social life during these difficult times. And at exactly 8:17 a.m., I hear the sound, and I groan with irritation. It's not even like it's the kind of drilling that starts and stops. It's just constant, like someone's fingers are on the trigger and they aren't letting go. I lie there for a good 5 minutes, trying to go back to sleep, reasoning that eventually it has to end, and then give up and go to the bathroom. The toilet flushes. I run the tap. The sound of drilling returning every single time. It's like a perfect constant whine, almost like it's directly near my ear, and yet muffled by the separation between our walls. I make breakfast. I turn on music. I figure, logically, that I can overpower the sound by applying my own noise. But oh no, that's not how this works apparently. It's not just a sound, it's an actual vibration. It's not so much that I can hear it at all times, but I can actually feel it as well. After an hour, I decide that enough is enough, and I leave my home. It's louder outside, no longer separated by an extra set of walls. I can hear it more plainly. My other neighbors are there, gathering outside too, wearing pajamas or robes in the early morning. It's the first time we've seen each other in person for a while, pandemics being what they are. "What is he up to?" I ask. "Not sure," another neighbor replies. "I wish he stopped though." "Yeah, me too." I get in my car and drive away. I spend the morning doing important things, and I figure, around lunchtime, that by now, he's either done, or one of my neighbors has broken down the door and told him to knock it off. That's when I see the ambulance. "What's up?" I say to my neighbor who looks crestfallen. "There was a break-in." "Oh shit, is everyone okay?" The look on his face said no. "Damn," I say, stepping back. I didn't know my neighbors well, but I grieve, and then I ask, "What was up with that drilling?" My neighbor goes green. He had them bound, gagged. They were in a line, tied up. They could only move forward. They couldn't escape. I stared at him. I didn't get it. "But, what was up with the drilling?" I asked. "He made them walk. Into the..." My neighbor placed his face in his hands. "He made them walk." There is nothing worse than being awoken on an early Saturday morning to the sound of your neighbor drilling. Except perhaps somebody who is drilling your neighbors. Hey everyone, and thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to roast those marshmallows, and don't forget to stay haunted. I'll see you next time.